This is the first to hike 52. I have my girls. This is December 30th, but I'm going to count it against that 2023 just because I don't have them on New Year's. But I'm having both of them signed up for 52, trying to get them to 200 miles this year. I'm going to try for 1,000. Probably not very realistic. What are you trying to do?
Like a snowman.
A rock man?
I like hiking because it helps Dad not die.
I'm making this vlog as a way for me to stay focused on my CPTSD, for me and for my loved ones. Complex PTSD comes from being hurt by another person. These hurts are ongoing, repeated, and often involving a betrayal and a loss of safety. This can be from childhood trauma or even adult. In my case, it was both. I was abused by my classmates throughout much of my childhood, and I hid it with the thought that I deserved the abuse. There was something wrong with me. It was my religion, my thoughts, the way I dressed, always making an excuse. No one knew that I was being abused, or at least no one did anything to help. The second part of the story is that my now ex-wife decided to have an affair for 2 years despite my pleads and begs, which also led me back down to those same suicidal thoughts. I continued with the habit of self-blame and thought I must have done something to deserve it. This compounded the mental issues that I had from childhood, and I regressed very deep into despair, drinking, and anger. Throughout most of my adult life, I did try to find a way to get better, but most were not aware of what CPTSD is, including myself, until recently. I was always diagnosed with anger issues and depression. I would get frustrated and stop going as I didn't feel like it helped or that I was understood. The biggest issue for me was the flashbacks, which I had a hard time explaining because I didn't understand what they were and they didn't have the questions to ask. My only reference to a flashback was from cartoons and comedy movies, and I never made the connection that a flashback was remembering the same traumatic issue over and over. You even attempt to fix it in the memory, to not allow the memory to turn out the same way. Logically, I realize that that's not possible, but that doesn't stop your brain from doing that. And the best way I've been able to describe it is that you're drowning in a whirlpool. You're stuck in an unending loop of memory, similar to the spinning effects of a vortex. You just keep going through the memory, trying not to sink into despair. And then what makes matters worse is while all this is happening, if someone does try to help you, like tossing a life preserver to you, all it looks like is a threat. And you end up taking it out in anger or panic and rage against the person that's trying to help you. And that's not good for them, and it's not good for you, because once you realize what you've done, you sink lower. With help from friends and finally getting a therapist that has the experience with CPTSD, I'm starting to get better. With this vlog hiking project, I'm wanting to share my experience and my trauma to let people know you are not alone and that there is help. The CPTSD Foundation is an organization whose vision is to end the cycle of complex relational trauma by providing safety, life skills, relational education, and reparative experiences a survivor needs so that they can create new habits and experience an optimum health in everyday life. It's not easy, it takes work, but it can be done, and you have to do it.